Welcome back. Joining us now is Gina Mason, president of Tomah's Chasing Daylight Animal Shelter. Welcome to the show, Gina.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
And Oden. Hi, Oden. Well, we'll see. Oden may or may not want to stay in that chair throughout the segment, so she's very energetic. The shelter was a dream of a group of people, and they can now proudly say that, hey, this thing is now becoming a reality, and it's a reality in Tomah. Gina, walk us through the steps that this organization has achieved to get to this point.
Well, 10 years ago, Nancy Reedy from Holiday Lodge called me with a dream. Her dog, Alfonso, had just passed away, and she wanted to do something constructive with her grief process. So we sat down and talked about things that we could do, and we decided that we would begin fundraising for a new shelter for Monroe County. We've fundraised over 10 years, and we've done a lot of different things. We've had a golf outing every year at the Holiday Lodge golf course. We've done Pin for Pets bowling. We've had bowling tournaments in Sparta at the Colonial and in Tomah at Strike Zone. We have also done a Maurice's fashion show to raise money for the animal shelter. And we've done dog washes, and we've done garage sales at Laverne Kramer's for the citywide garage sale. That's definitely the place to have a garage sale. To this date, we've raised $480,000. So
how much?
$480,000.
Wow, almost a $500,000.
Nearly $500,000, and that's through the efforts of the community who have put this project on the forefront. They're ready for a new shelter.
That's amazing. Now, is the shelter going to be tied to Monroe County? I know you said this is a county-wide effort. Or is this going to be a private organization?
Currently, Chasing Daylight Animal Shelter is a private, not-for-profit organization. We have made attempts to contract with the county. Dog control in Monroe County is under the zoning committee. Myself and representatives from Chasing Daylight have attended monthly meetings at the zoning committee, and up until this point, we have been unable to achieve a contract. We would love for that contract to happen. Our initial dream was to build a shelter to house all of the animals of Monroe County, and we still would love to achieve that goal.
So it would help if our viewers, for instance, would contact their county board members and maybe suggest that that becomes a reality, because ultimately that could save taxpayer dollars.
Absolutely. Chasing Daylight, like I said, is a 501c not-for-profit organization. All donations are totally tax deductible, and we would love to have the contract with Monroe County.
Okay, okay. Now, is this going to replace the shelter that's at Highway 16 in Sparta, or will that still be open through the county?
Currently, the shelter on Highway 16 is going to remain open. Okay. That's in the plans.
Okay. So this is going to be, now you're going to, what, triple or quadruple this space? I mean, it's dramatically larger than that little postage stamp shelter in Sparta, right?
Our goal currently is to augment the shelter of Monroe County. Chasing Daylight has 21 dog runs. The current shelter in Sparta has 7 runs.
Wow. So in that sense, I guess that would be triple. Now, where exactly is the new shelter located? It's in Tomah, but where in Tomah?
Right. The new shelter is located just south of I-90 on Highway 131. We're about a half-mile south of I-90 on the east side of the road, about catty corner from Steam Away Cleaning.
Okay, okay. So it's not within the city limits, but it's just south of town, and there will probably be future development down there. So right in a great area to be located as well. Now, when the group bought the chunk of land, is there room for expansion in the future?
There's definitely room for expansion. We purchased 6 acres of land, and that was purchased from Norman and Roger Randall. And the current shelter is built on the upper part of the land, so we have lots of room to expand out the back, and we'd love to have a dog park at some point.
Nice.
That's one of our long-term goals. To have the complete back area fenced in so folks can come with their dogs and have an afternoon or evening of socializing and a good time.
Now, dog parks, for those of you who don't know, are kind of they've been the rage for a few years now, especially in larger communities where people maybe don't have a place to take their dog to go exercise. So the dog park idea would be you come, bring your dog, like Gina said, you know, socialize. You actually meet friends down there and let the dogs play, and sometimes you leave them on leashes, sometimes you let them run free, and you clean up after the dogs. But it's a great idea. A lot of people are very are on board with that concept. somebody's back up and wants to be back on the screen again. Now, Oden's a shelter dog, you said.
Yes, Oden was adopted from Monroe County Animal Shelter in August of 2010. She is already a graduate of the basic obedience course, and she recently graduated from Canine Good Citizen course.
What's the Good Citizen course?
That's a course where dogs are actually put through a 14 or 15-point exam.
Okay.
They have to be very social with different dogs and people, and it's one step towards becoming a pet therapy dog.
And she's a German Shepherd?
She's a German Shepherd mix.
Okay.
And she's a prime example of why you want to adopt and not shop. I have 3 shelter dogs and 1 foster dog. I'll never buy a dog ever again.
Yeah. And that's, you know, I grew up in my family. My mother was a Humane Society worker for years down in Madison, and just the amount of animals that we would bring home. These animals, sometimes they're neglected. Their previous owners can't afford to keep them or don't have the room anymore. These animals are wonderful, and you know, if you look at it from a fiscal standpoint, you can adopt an animal for the fraction of the price, but you can go out and buy one from a breeder, for instance. So looks like you got one heck of a deal with Oden there. She's
a wonderful asset to our family. We're very much love her.
Wow. Now, what kind of animals can you find at the shelters? Is it just dogs? Or are there cats as well? Iguanas? I mean, what are you going to look at?
Currently at Chasing Daylight, we're going to be accepting cats and dogs.
Okay.
We have a wonderful cat room set up. There's featuring a cat condo where community cats can live in a more home environment. It makes them much more adoptable, and they're socialized a lot better.
So with other cats?
Correct.
Just kind of hang out, laying around like cats do, and hang out together. Okay, well, neat. Now, adoption fees. What's the average adoption fee?
Currently, we're going to be asking $125 for most dogs.
Okay.
And the things that covers is all animals will leave our shelter spay or neutered.
Excellent.
When they enter the shelter, they'll be given a rabies vaccination, distemper parvo vaccination. They'll be treated for ticks and fleas and dewormed. So essentially, that covers the medical costs that the animal will be provided.
Yeah, if you try to do that on yourself, it's going to cost a lot more than $125. So you have the dog or cat all ready to go once they're adopted.
Correct, and we're still adjusting what we will have our cat fees be.
Okay.
And then we'll certainly have different specialties. Some other shelter groups have seniors for seniors, so if you're adopting a senior or a special needs animal, it's provided at a discount. Sometimes when there are too many animals at the shelter, for instance, too many cats come in, they'll do a 2-for-1 kind of special for adoption of cats.
And that makes sense. Now, is the shelter looking for donations? I mean, obviously financial donations, but blankets, towels. I mean, what type of items does the shelter need right now? Foods?
Absolutely, we're looking for donations. We need towels, we need blankets, toys for the cats and dogs. We need office donations such as paper and those sorts of things, and we're definitely looking for volunteers. We need everything from people who are willing to walk dogs, people who are willing to clean cages, come spend a couple hours with the animals. It makes the animals much more adoptable when they're well socialized.
Sure. Now, before we let you go, what type of fundraising and events do you have coming up? I see you've got a couple flyers there, so what's coming up?
In March, on March 12th, we have Pins for Pets, and that's going to be at the Colonial in Sparta. And April 17th, we have our first annual Mutt Strut and Fun Fest.
Strut and Fun Fest.
Correct.
Okay.
That is going to be a great family day at Winnebago Park in cooperation with Tomah's Parks and Recreation Department. We have a great group, the Purina Incredible Dog Team coming. They're an agility group. We have police canine demonstrations. We have rescue groups coming. Should be a great family day. April 17th.
Outstanding. So a lot of neat things coming up. Well, thank you very much for your time, Gina. I appreciate you coming in. For those looking for more information on the Chasing Daylight Animal Shelter, the website, is there a website right now?
The website is being developed. Actually, if you would Google www.chasingdaylight.org, our site, there's an initial logo there, and our site will be up within the next few weeks.
Excellent. Now, if somebody wants to call the organization, what's the phone number right now?
608-343-5510.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much. Otherwise, if somebody wants to visit the Tomah Chamber's website, tomahwisconsin.com, and you can go to the business directory, typing in Chasing or Daylight or both, and for the keywords, and that'll bring up the information right there. Gina, thank you again. I appreciate you coming in. Oden, thank you for coming in. And we'll be right back after these messages.